far surpassing the expectations of their creator. The Wayfarer had ultimately swayed the course of history. Smythe's clones, with the aid of the Tommies, successfully drove the aggressors out of Westminster. The retreating forces, of which there were few, were silently disposed of. A feeling of calm swept the city, all uncertainty fading into the background. Very few Londoners truly knew what was in store for the future, and very few ever would. The Wayfarer went on to accept a new, lucrative deal with their creator. Everything they could ever want in return for their silence and their submission. Smythe would occasionally call them out of retirement to protect their interests in the region, but save for these infrequent disturbances, they were set for life. Falling to their demise, the final seconds of Smythe's life were spent watching their replacement shrink into the distance. He considered the events leading up to this moment, and all the ways such a fate could have been avoided. However, in some small part, it came as a relief. Passing the torch had always been part of the plan, and now his job was done. The future was no longer his burden to carry. Within the hour of Smythe's death, the automatic process of finding a replacement had already begun. After slaying their creator, the Wayfarer's road to power was wide open. The temptation of following in their own footsteps was too great to turn down. The new Smythe willingly underwent the procedure of replicating their predecessors' memories. The Tommies, under the direction of Smythe, became an asset of the Angel Troopers, a friendly face to soften the blow of total subjugation. With Pete Davies at the helm, the Roundels rebounded. After cleaning up the few straggling hooligans, their club sprang back to life, though with tamer partying, because, thanks to a newly, mostly sober Davies. The Pistols of Camden would remain individualistic to the end, fending off attempts to seize power in the borough for as long as they could. The future was bleak, yet for most, conceding wasn't an option. Following the Battle of Westminster, the Wayfarer was expelled from the Pistols. The Camden Council voted unanimously in favour of this motion. The idea that one of their own could be involved in a regime so antithetical to their beliefs was a hit to the borough's morale. For the time being, Miller's men were left alone. They were deemed too much of a hassle to deal with, and Islington was blockaded. While they would occasionally sneak out and attack neighbouring boroughs, their rage, for the most part, turned inwards. With no outlet for their fury, this spawned a culture of infighting. Gangs of Miller's men would beat each other to the death over trivial matters. Fortunes were lost and won at a swing of a fist. Only one thing united them: their devotion to their leader, Miller. Traders came and went, but the Croydonians rarely crossed the bridge that had been built for them. They regarded the rest of the world with disinterest, and they were better off for it. Smythe supplemented the Tommy garrison in Brickton with Angel Troopers. The newcomers were cold and efficient in their transformation of the settlement. The Bricktonian dream extinguished, they were quickly brought into the fold of Smythe's plans. The gentry celebrated their perceived victory over the invading forces, believing they had established definitive control over the city. In reality, the process in which their liberties would be stripped away had only begun. According to Smythe's vision, they were to be the tools through which Parliament controlled the proletariat. The Isle of Dogs Syndicate gained a near monopoly over the underside of London, crushing or subsuming all would-be rivals. In the power changes that followed, Thomas Black was able to leverage even more wealth and influence, and he began to use it to become a political force in his own stead. The Thamesfolk disappearances, thanks to the Wayfarer's efforts, slowed, but they did not cease entirely. They would remain isolated in enclaves, forever looking behind their backs. Archie had finally found his place in the world beside the Wayfarer. Half sidekick, half friend. They were inseparable for the rest of their days. He never stopped adventuring, his sharp tongue getting him into trouble that he always barely squeaked out of. Kiera continued her pursuit of treasure through the capital, always seeking greater and more daring gains. But though riches greased her palms, it was never enough, and so she decided to leave London, endeavoring to explore beyond the capital. Her new quest is to become the most famed adventurer in the world. Mad Jack returned to the only place he could ever truly call home, his gym. Still haunted by the memories of his troubled past, he found solace giving London's forgotten and neglected souls an outlet for their rage. Thanks to Dr. Herbertson's experiments, Arthur Mountbatten's battle against the darkness was a defiant one. He would spend the remainder of his days making up for lost time. He helped others the best he could in this strange new world that he had helped to create. When the time came, he would ask the Wayfarer for one final favor, an end to his troubles. He would do it with a smile. For what better person could give him his death than the person who gave him life? And so, the Wayfarer's journey came to an end. But it was not the end of history, only the beginning, because in mankind's pursuit of power, there is no price too high, no life too valuable, and no ideal too sacred, because war never changes.
Some sunny day. place I used to own. Not used to